All right, so today we're going to talk about how to activate your network, get the word out without acting salesy. So I'm going to tell you about a story that just happened to me yesterday. So yesterday I did a grand opening for my new location. We had actually been there for a couple months getting all the nuances worked out. And then once we figured out, hey, our new location's working, we invited our patient and public to come and have a little party. We started at 5 p.m. and we ended at 7 p.m. And we had a charcuterie board out. One of my patients had a wine bar that he brought. We had to get permits from the state for that. So wine, drinks, food, and good company. And we had a really good turnout. Every group had about 20 to 30 people, and we told them all to RSVP. And we had an online platform for them to RSVP at, and to bring a friend with them if they wanted to. And that was really important because half the people at my event last night, I didn't recognize. They were brand new to me. And I want to get them into my ecosystem. I want them to start partaking in some of the services I offer. So, what did I do? I gave every single person something that walked through the door. I gave them a free treatment. Because when you give somebody something, they feel entitled to give you something back. There's this famous study that was done years ago where they were at an art gallery. And as people came in and looked at the art, they had a person come and kind of look at the same art and just engage in idle chit chat with the person as they were looking at the same piece of art. And they did a test. One test was as they were chit chatting, the person that this stranger didn't know, he would say, "Hey, my daughter's doing a raffle. Would you mind buying a few raffle tickets?" And sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. But then they did a little variation to this test, and they interacted, and the guy goes, "Hey, I'll be right back." He leaves, comes back with a Coke, and says, "Hey, I bought you a Coke." Now he has a Coke in his hand, and he has another Coke for them. They can't say no because he has two Cokes. So they take the Coke and say thank you, and then they engage in some idle chit chat, and then he asks for the tickets. And almost 100% of the time, when he gave them a Coke, they felt entitled to give him something back. And they bought tickets from his daughter. And so I remember reading that study, and I did the same psychology at my event. Everybody that came through the door, the first thing they got was a free HydraFacial. Now, HydraFacial cost me $20, $30 to do in my clinic. Um, if you don't have a HydraFacial machine, that's fine. You can do something else, like maybe just a standard facial, okay? Or a dermaplaning or something like that. Just something free, maybe a free sunscreen, Hey, thanks for coming. Here's a free sunscreen. Everybody that came through the door then had something free, and they were excited about that. And then I start talking about specials and all the different things we're doing. And I had people that were never a patient buying services from me, right? Plus the patients that came as well, they bought services from me. And it worked out. It worked out fantastically. We had a banner night. We brought in thousands of dollars into the practice. I got maybe a dozen new patients in the process that are going to spend who knows how much money in the future. And it was a really really good event. You don't have to do events and actually do treatments at them. You can do an event just to celebrate. Okay, like let's say you have a new business and you want to do a launch, do an event. You don't have to do anything fancy, but activate your network, invite your friends and family and people you may not know to a location and have a little party. It's going to cost you a few $100s in charcuterie stuff, or you don't have to do a wine bar, but maybe just have a table with a bunch of fizzy drinks or something like that, and make it a networking event, and talk about your services. Maybe sell some specials, maybe don't sell anything, just let them know that you exist. Give them something free, and they'll feel entitled to help you out back. So that's my story of our event we had last. It was a big success. It was 2 hours of my day. We brought thousands of dollars in. We got new patients. It was amazing. A lot of work to get to that. You have to organize it and stuff like that, but it was worth every penny. And I strongly encourage you to do something similar in your business. So hope that helps you. So a really cool thing happened to me. I did a grand opening at my new location, and we had all these people that are going to be coming in, and I needed help. I only have 2 employees right now, and so I activated some friends and family to come and help me. And one of those people were my wife. And so my wife came, and she was going to run the cash register as patients came in and bought specials and things of that nature. And it was a really interesting opportunity because my wife has been doing treatments with me since day one. For the last 8, 9 years, she's been doing all these cosmetic treatments, Botox, some skin rejuvenation, things of that nature. And the aging really has stopped on her. She's approximately the same age as me, but she looks 10 years younger than me because she's doing all the stuff that I tell my patients to do. She gets a good deal on it, and that's why. And I didn't intend for this to happen, but it kind of organically happened. Was one of my patients had asked about a specific treatment, and I had the idea to use my wife as the example. And I go, "Hey, let me get my wife over here, and she can give you her experiences." I could tell a patient a million different ways how something I will do will benefit them. It is a drop in the bucket compared to another person who is not the doctor telling them the same story. My wife came over and she's just told them her experiences about how she is doing this and the different things that she had in her life that were a benefit from it, and how the treatment has changed her for the better and things of that nature. And it was like a switch flipped in these people's minds. They're like, oh, I want to be like Dr. John's wife, right? And if she got those results, I could probably get those results too. And extendedly, my staff, my team, they did the same thing. They're like, "Oh yeah, I do this. I do this." My nurse Injector, what did we have her do? She was talking about some of the treatments that she had using Radiesse, and that was the talk of the night. We sold so many Radiesse packages because of her testimony about how this stuff has changed her life. Right? So it's great when you tell patients, but it's even better when patients hear it from somebody else that you have treated. And so utilize that to your advantage. Treat your friends and family for free. All my employees get every treatment we offer for free. If they want to get it done, it's free. It doesn't cost them anything. It costs the business a little bit of money, but I don't care because their testimony of that procedure is going to sell more treatments, right? And so take advantage of that. Bring your spouse with you to events. Have them talk about their experiences. If it's not your spouse, maybe your sister. Maybe you've been treating your sister for a couple years and she could tell about everything or something along those lines, right? Utilize your network to promote you. They're walking billboards and you will get business from it. Hope that helps you.